Sugar. Sugar, carbohydrates, and starches. They made their way into everyone's diet. But are they really that good for us? It depends. It depends in what amounts you consume them. As the saying goes, you can eat everything, but in moderation. The important part is though to really moderate it. Unfortunately, these three are not added in moderation anymore. They are everywhere. Sugar, for example, is on one hand added to almost every food for no reason other than enhancing flavors. And for what cost? Your health. But it is not only added during manufacture. Plant domestication has created vegetables with a sugar content higher than any wild plant previously produced. Carrots, corn, potatoes, etc., for example, are completely different from what might have been found before human history. Imagine being in a wheat field and with your hands breaking open each starch pod. It would take all day before you could make yourself a loaf of bread. Modern technologies have allowed the concentration of carbohydrates to a level the human body can't evolve fast enough to cope with. Hence, what used to be called adult onset type 2 diabetes quickly becoming a disease even teenagers are suffering from. A completely lifestyle generated disease caused by overloading the digestive system with sugars. Plants form starches from sugar, and your body reverses that process. In some ways, consumed starch is exactly the same to the body as consumed sugar. In addition, manufacturing processes often remove fiber and other plant elements to isolate the starches, which leaves you with something that spikes your blood sugar much more rapidly. This is why the term whole grain represents a healthier choice, because it often means a slower release of sugar into your system. But don't be fooled. It's ultimately still sugar. If you want to see the conversion of starch to sugar in your own kitchen, simply bake sweet potatoes and watch the caramelized sugars exude from the potatoes. This isn't to say that sweet potatoes are bad, but to show that your body consumes a part of that potato as sugar. Carbohydrates are an essential part of our diet, but the type and volume can easily overload our digestive system, impacting all other systems in the body in a negative way. Carbohydrates are essentially sugars. They are natural, yes, but still sugar. Part of the carbohydrate family are vegetables, fruits, and plain sugars like sweets. You could also generalize it in a way that all foods with no eyes, meaning not from animals, are mainly carbohydrates. The ones with eyes, meaning from animals, are more likely to be protein and fat. Carbohydrates will elevate your blood sugar levels and create energy. If you don't use that energy, it might leave you with a racing heart. If the sugar in the carbs rapidly increases your blood sugar without anything to sustain it, you might crash right after. And that's when you are in need of stimulants or more sugar. Furthermore, if you like to avoid fats and prefer low-fat options, keep in mind that every time food is low in fat, it's very likely high in carbs and therefore sugar. And it will likely leave you more hungry after eating it than before. If you want to find sugar in the ingredients list on the label, you have a great amount to choose from. I'll just list the most common ones here for you. Agave nectar, barley malt, brown rice syrup, brown sugar, corn sweetener, corn syrup, dextrose, fructose, fruit juice concentrates, glucose, high fructose corn syrup, honey, invert sugar, lactose, maltose, malt syrup, molasses, raw sugar, sucrose, sucanat, syrup, and turbinado. One thing to keep in mind is that the ones ending with an O's are most likely to be sugars. Are you buying low-fat items? If so, look at the carbohydrate values and consider whether or not they satisfy your hunger and for how long. Look up how much sugar a banana or your favorite fruit contains. Find the carbohydrate source in an item's ingredient. It will likely not simply be called sugar.